The 13th Van. Written by theburiedtruck. Truck maintenance is not the most glamorous job. The engine considered it slow, monotonous, and dull. Fergus was the exception. He relished helping the workman replace all wheels and ballast, finding it most satisfying. "You can't do it right on the wrong rails," he'd say. "Without this work, you treasure the expected run." The other engines rolled their eyes. If we asked them, Fergus was more than welcome to it. One evening, Fergus was preparing to take the maintenance train down the Edgeworth line. Tracks between Lower Sudley and Upper Blenheim needed to be replaced. Workmen loaded their tool into the van, behind which Fergus coupled 2 trucks of ballast and a trapeze of new wheels and sleepers. When all was ready, he pushed the train down the line. By the time they had reached the station, a dense fog hung in the air. Fergus's lamp shone brightly, and the men set up the lights to illuminate the sight. As they worked, Fergus's eyes wandered. The station was dark, and the crossing gate creaked gently. The low chuckle broke Fergus's trance. In front of the flatbed was a van. It bore a devious screen, and his eyes were fixed on him intently. "Strange," he thought. "I don't remember putting a van there. Fergus, you've left the tour van behind." Fergus glanced at the workman beside him. "I did not," he insisted. "It was right at the front of the train." "It's not there now," replied the workman. "Perhaps you should check this van." Fergus stopped short. The van was gone. "We need the tools," grumbled the workman, losing his patience. "Take us back to the yard at once." When they returned to Edgeworth Station, they found Poco and the missing tool van. "It's not like you to leave trucks behind," remarked Poco. "I didn't leave it behind," Fergus protested. He stopped again. At the back of the goods shed sat a grinning van, shrouded in darkness. "Would you like me to take the maintenance train?" Poco offered. "You seemed distracted." Fergus looked back to the shed. Once more, the van was gone. I'm fine, thank you. The folks must be playing tricks with my eyes, that's all. Anyhow, we must be off at once, thank you," he insisted. With the tool van in tow, Fergus left the yard once more. With an engine known for his focus on the task-cut buffers, his mind thought only of the strange van. He kept a watchful eye all the way up the line. Now that they were properly equipped, the men worked fast. They replaced the wheels at Lower Surrey and slowly worked their way along the hill towards Upper Blenheim. All the while, Fergus was quiet. "Not to worry, old boy. We're all a bit forgetful sometimes," comforted his driver. Fergus didn't hear his driver's words. He was squinting through the fog towards the head of the train. In front of the ballast truck was a very visible bridge. There came a sudden rush of wind. Fergus shut his eyes as he braced the gale. Watch out! Fergus opened one eye to identify the source of the noise, only to find himself face to face with the van and its awful smack. "I don't know who you were, but I heard it now!" Suddenly, Fergus was being pushed down the hills. His brakes screamed as he tried to hold the train. The sound mixing with the howling wind and the wild cackling of the van. Fergus shut his eyes, straining with all his might. With one last effort, he stopped at the bottom of the hill. He opened his eyes, and once again, the van was gone. By morning, the fog had cleared, and Boko arrived with the breakdown train. The workman spoke to Fergus. "That was a mighty wind. It blew one of the ballast truck over and sent it toppling down the hill. The tool van must have rolled back and bumped you." "Wind can't blow a loaded truck off the rails," Fergus grunted. "And where's the other van?" Fergus, we keep telling you, there was no other van except the one for our tools. Now, we must get this mess cleaned up. I'll find that van and wipe the smack off his face, grunted Fergus. No one interrupts my work. You're not likely to find it, Boko chuckled dryly. For it doesn't exist. Whatever do you mean? Railwaymen have always been superstitious about the number 13s, explained Boko. But that doesn't just apply to engines. When batches of wagons were built, the 13s was always treated with apprehension. Superstitions are nothing but tish-tosh, huffed Fergus. Boko ignored him. I heard of a particularly unlucky van, supposedly the 13th in his batch, and its misfortune certainly followed it. One night, an engine derailed while moving it to some old sidings. When the crew returned with a crane, the van had, well, vanished. And, Fergus urged, some said it was broken up, finished Boko, while others swear it's a trickster, ramming the rails in the pursuit of mischief. When things go wrong without reason, it's likely the works of the 13th van. Many dismiss it, but you know what you saw. Fergus said nothing. As far-fetched as Poltergeist seemed, he couldn't explain how the van moved and disappeared of his own accord. He continued his work with the maintenance crews, but was more focused and alert than ever before. He was never admitted to believing in ghosts, but every foggy night, he remains on guard. Rest, he received a visit from the 13th van.